Okay. My audience. Yeah, I did.
Are you taking this class?
I think we're. Am I allowed to be?
Shh. No. Okay. So I'll stand right here. Can you time me? Thanks. Okay, so today I'm going to talk about blood pressure. Blood pressure is really important because too high blood pressure is really bad for you. It's really bad for your health. Okay. So basically, one of the easiest and most important ways to keep track of your health and stay healthy is to monitor your blood pressure. So, blood pressure that is too high, also known as hypertension is high blood pressure, is basically your blood being forced way too hard against your artery walls. And that's not a good thing because when your blood is being forced too hard through your arteries, your heart's working a lot harder than it needs to work in order to get your blood through your veins, basically. And it puts strain on your arteries and it puts strain on your heart, and you need both of those things to be healthy. So, you need both those things to be healthy. So, hypertension can cause heart attacks, which we all know what a myocardial infarction is, okay? Heart attack. It can cause you to have really weakened arteries, which can cause aneurysms. It can cause transient ischemic attacks, which is problems with your brain. Really just a number of problems. So monitor your blood pressure and get on some medicine if it's too high. So I'm going to teach y'all how to take blood pressure manually so that you know how to, monitor your own blood pressure and stay healthy. So this is a stethoscope. It's a Littmann Classic too. And this is a sphingomanometer. I don't really know how to pronounce it. But this is what you would use to manually take your blood pressure. So essentially you take this wrap and you open it up and you are going to find your brachial artery, which on these arms are going to be about right here. Okay, so that's your brachial artery. And where it says right here to find your artery, that's the artery it's talking about, your brachial artery. You line these arrows up with that artery, okay? And you're going to wrap this pretty tight around the arm in order to restrict a little bit of blood flow, but not too much. You're going to spin this little knob to create some pressure in this. And this is the actual sphingomanometer itself. You're going to pump this up to around where you think this person's systolic pressure is going to be. So if they have typically high blood pressure, you're going to want to go up to 180 to maybe 200. If it's typically low, you can go between 120 and 140. So you pump it all the way up, and then you're going to release some pressure right here, and you're going to listen for their pulse. Obviously, you're going to put the chest piece of the stethoscope on their brachial artery, and you're going to listen for the pulse through the brachial artery. So when you hear the first pulse start, that's going to be the systolic pressure, and you listen to it, and you listen to the tapping, and when the tapping stops, that is their diastolic pressure, and then you can release all of it, lets all the air out, and then you have systolic over diastolic, and that's the blood pressure. So what is normal blood pressure? Normal typically would be
3.5.
Huh?
3.5.
Oh, normal typically is like 120 over 80. That's like good blood pressure. It's on the higher end. Like if you're over 120 over 80, that's considered like kind of high blood pressure. Nothing to be worried about, but it's a little bit high. Anything lower than that is really good. So if you have a really healthy heart and it doesn't have to pump very hard, and you have really healthy arteries, and they're not clogged or anything like that, then you're going to have low blood pressure, and that's a really good thing. So obviously too low, you'd be dead, but typically athletes, people who are really healthy, have lower blood pressure on the lower end. So that's a good thing. So you guys should always monitor your blood pressure. Make sure you keep track of it, especially as you age, because you're way more prone to hypertension as you get older. And it can cause, as I said, very serious issues for your health if you do not monitor it and keep track of it. Okay. And there's my lovely audience. Thanks, folks.